One of the stories that has been a lot of people talking about is in 2011, there was a war in Sudan. I mean, ended, and South Sudan became a country. And but before that, there were a lot of young people who were affected in that war, and they were scattered, and some of them went all the way to Kenya on foot. Uh, Group of children, main children, without adults. But in that process, they had to fend for themselves, and they also had to, hunt rabbits and small animals to eat uh, for food. Now, over the years, some of them found a chance to come to Canada and end up in Moose Jaw. And now, you don't, in Canada, there are some things you just don't do, right? But these guys, one day they were just crossing the 9 Avenue Bridge. You're going to Mujo, you will know which one I'm talking about. They were crossing that, and they saw rabbits in the field, by the rail tracks, and they just instinctively started, chasing these rabbits. They wanted to, the hunting and catch it because that's what they used to do. And so they drove this, chased these rabbits, out of there into the neighborhood, in between houses, and then of course people came out. They were so startled, and they called the police. And these guys were busy shouting, like they did in their own languages, or something natural for them. They shouted and chased rabbits, and before they became aware, there was a same circle of police officers with drone guns that were kind of closing on them, and they were arrested, and they were taken to jail. They spent a night in jail in a police station, and then the next day they were taken to court, and they were charged with the animal cruelty, cruelty to animal, which is something we understand here. You don't do those things to animals. But they didn't understand why. So they had a public defender who pleaded guilty and pleaded for mercy to the judge, and the judge, of course, had to find them guilty because there was a crime committed, but she proceeded to grant them absolute discharge, so that they didn't have to go to jail. But of course, the whole story, people in court who came to the court were kind of amused that this will happen, and so they laughed. But the moral of the story there, I kind of wrote that story, was because you have kind of a dangerous situation here. On one hand, you have people doing what comes naturally to them in an environment where what they're doing is not normal. And the police could, have, when they came there, done something. If those guys kind of panicked and they ran, will the police fire at them? Maybe, I don't know. But there could have been, a better ending there. But that was one of the stories that I have in the book.